Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Steve's Random Stuff. Today I am back out at Lake Sonoma. Out here to get you an updated fishing report for August 26, 2023. As you can see behind me, it's just starting to get light. It's about 6:23 in the morning. Water temperature 63 and a half. Just coming out of the ramp, and it's pretty darn foggy. It kind of typically happens this time of year. You know, in the fall, water temperature is still warm. Nighttime lows are getting down in the mid-50s, so you get a lot of this fog on the water, and carries on probably from like midnight all the way through the morning sometimes. So I'm gonna kind of take it slow here at first, let some of this burn off so I can get down the lake safely. But it's something to keep in mind. So when I got here, I had a tip from a friend of mine about a week ago. He was here and he said there was a lot of bait up in the creeks, and so I'm going to head up that direction and see what I can find. But getting down there and all this fog is going to be a little sketchy, so I'm just going to kind of wait. I think I'm just going to go over by the dam and fish out for a few minutes before heading back there. So stay tuned, more to come. I'll get you a report hopefully, and hopefully some more videos with the chesty mount and some fish catching action. So stay tuned, more to come, and we'll get back to you later. Alright, I don't know if you can see this very well. This is the live scope. You can see these are all the fish down here. This is a tree. This is probably another tree here. Actually, that's fish right there moving up. These are fish scattered. That's a big tree there. But looking out in the deeper water, out in that direction. Oops, the fish just jumped by me. These are all fish down here, all these little dots. These are all fish swimming around. Down in that 15-foot range, there's a fish right there. You can see him swimming. Let's see if we can catch one of these guys. Not sure if you can see that right up there. There's a big osprey. Osprey on top of that tree. Oh, there it goes. Mr. B jig. Alright, I just found this floating on the surface. A little bait fish. Lake Sonoma special. See that there? Hopefully this is what the fish are eating. Good sized little shad. Alright folks, it is about 11:30 in the morning. And so far I got the big old goose egg. Had about 2 or 3 bites. That's about it today. I was dragging a 3.3 Kitech on a drop shot, and fish bit the tail right off of it. Kind of a different technique, you know, if they're a drop shot with those little swim baits, just cast it out, they hit the bottom, and they just kind of slowly drag it on the bottom, and that's what happened when that fish bit that bait and broke it right in half. Had another bite on a Senko, and I think one on a shaky head. Heading out of Cherry Creek. It's kind of a bust in here today. Thought I'd get some reaction bites or something up here with all the bait that's in the water, but it just didn't happen. A lot of fish busting the surface, a lot of bait busting the surface. Some of those are carp, and probably some steelhead as well, but gonna head out to the main lake, try a few areas, see if I can't get something out there on the main lake area, maybe some points and some rocks, see what happens. Water temperature up here in Cherry Creek is about 77 and a half. The water clarity as far as visibility probably down to 4, maybe even 5 feet in some areas. The wind's kind of picking up, so it's kind of hard to tell, but some areas are really calm, and you can probably see down a good 4 feet, maybe even 5. So that's kind of the water quality. You know, like still up, hasn't really come down much at all summer. I think maybe 5 feet, 6 feet in the last 3 months. So they're keeping a full pull here. So anyways, hopefully can get something going before the end of the day, and we'll check back with you later. All right, it's getting towards the end of the day. I thought I'd just go give you a quick recap. Had one fish on, hooked it on a Ned rig, just a simple small little Ned rig, green pumpkin, a little smallmouth. Fish jumped a couple times and then came off at the boat, so almost had a fish in the boat, but it's been pretty tough, pretty slow bite. I kind of already showed you some of the baits I was using this morning. You know, I started out with top water, went to jerk bait, chatter bait, crankbait, I drop shotted. I threw a couple jigs. I started out with the Mr. B purple sculpin jig. This has been, kind of really putting some fish in the boat the last couple months, June and July. That wasn't working, so I downsized a little bit to a Mr. B. This is a finesse football jig. Something I get down a little deeper, just kind of a little more small compact bait. Got that paired up with a Littlefoot Lures little crawdad, and I cut that down. I cut the first 2 sections off that bait just to make it a little more compact, and so it fits that that finesse football jig pretty good with those crawls. So I threw that, especially I could run the rocks down to like 20-25 feet at times, and again, no bites on the crawdads. So just been really tough. Been throwing a shaky head as well. Went with the Morning Dawn shaky head with the robo worm. I like using the fat robo worms for shaky heads because they screw on a little better. And I do cut off like the very tip of those baits just to screw them on. It just makes it a lot easier getting those baits on the hook. And another option down here on the Dry Creek arm is there's a lot of mud lines along the bank. from the boat traffic as well as just from the wind. And so I was throwing a crankbait along these mud lines, and just trying something different. A lot of times those fish will move up into those mud line areas, just for a little protection. So this is an old Yamamoto crankbait actually that I've had for years. Another good option as far as colors would be like a Fire Tiger color, because that water is kind of dirty, and Fire Tiger really works a lot of times in that dirty water. So those are kind of the baits I've been using in the afternoon. Kind of just sticking with the more finesse baits, as well as that drop shot that I mentioned earlier. Yeah, I tried the Toko rig a little bit more with the Sanchuo on there and no bites. I was getting that down to like 25-30 feet, going a little deeper. But yeah, just tried pretty much everything as far as techniques across the board. Didn't really get anything other than that one smallmouth, but that came off right at the boat. My friend Ken was up here this morning. We were up in Cherry Creek together, and he said he had one fish this morning on, I think it was maybe on a Ned rig, I think is what he said. Might have been a shaky head, but it was one of those two baits, and green pumpkin, I believe. So it's a tough bite out here. Boat traffic's picking up in the afternoon. I'm sure the boat ramp's going to be a mess trying to get out, but especially since I'm by myself. But yeah, it's Lake Sonoma in August for you. It's just a really tough bite. Next month I'll be at Lake Berryessa, getting ready for our club tournament towards the end of the month for September. So probably you won't see me until I'm on the water next at Lake Berryessa. So water temperature is still up around 77, even down here in the Dry Creek arm. Water clarity again really varies, just depends on where you're at. Good water quality though, but you know, there's mud lines along the shoreline. So anyways, I hope some of these tips, some of these baits may help you. You know, I kind of stuck with some confidence baits. I thought I can get bit more, but it just didn't work out for me. So happens to all of us. Sometimes you just you get skunked. So that's today's report. Like and subscribe. If you're just watching the channel for the first time, welcome to the channel. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to that 500 subscriber point. I think I'm just over 450, so I need to get up there to 500 and beyond. So anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.